Halal Wahawad Kal Halal Wahawad La Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the brothers and the four corners of this earth, pushing this word in truth, also in sincerity. And Brother Manatas are here with another impromptu video. Now, there is a video with Donald Trump basically talking, and I guess I feel like I'll play this after the video just to close it off. Alright? But yeah. He was just telling the press how, what I mean, they crack down on the drugs by sea thing, and, they coming in by land now and they would deal with them as harshly as they did with them on the sea. Right? But nevertheless, right, there's also this excerpt here. It says, breaking, Nicolas Maduro sees Venezuela's 5,000 Russian anti-aircraft missiles to counter the US. Right? Because remember them doing airstrikes. Right? And we know Maduro not settling for the BS of Trump right now. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time before he push a button. Alright? Now the thing about Trump and them, or the American administration, I guess, however you want to put it, is that they on a roll. Alright? Where are we gonna go with it here? You know what? Let go here, Joel Tree, and there's 9. Yeah, Joel 3 and 9. It says, proclaim this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Oh, there's the point I was getting at. So the weak saying they are strong. Venezuela was never this militarily powerful, before. Now they ally themselves with so-called, not so-called, these powerful nations. So we could call them superpowers, right? Russia, China, so on and so forth, all already nuclear capable. So they will lend aid to their ally, to their weak ally, right? And this how they become strong, This how they show their military might as well, right? The superpowers are talking about, they show the military might, because, what I mean, not alone, but to give somebody 5,000 fucking anti-aircraft missiles, you have to have a lot more in stock just in case, what I mean, shit pops off on your side, Remember Russia was at war. I don't even know if the war still going on now that I think about it. I haven't heard about that in a minute. Look at that. Because things heating up on this side. All the headlines coming from this side of the world now. I should do some research and make that another picture. But nevertheless, yeah, the weak are strong, right? The weak have become strong, right? One moment. Wait, is Isaiah 14? It's supposed to be Isaiah 14. If not, I gotta look for the hard way. Nah, it's not Isaiah 14. Wow, it is Isaiah 14. What the fuck are you doing? Okay, nevertheless, we here now. Isaiah 14 and 16. Mm. I'll read from 10. It says, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of power. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?" Right? Yeah, because you know when people, America has been an unstoppable force since World War One, more or less, right? More than less, I should say. You know what I mean? Militarily, at least, right? And now they are seeing nations rivaling them, if not surpassing them. You know what I mean? And that is what you know what I mean, causing them to move so harshly. They still think they could, because of the pride in them, right? Because of the pride, they think they could still go in our nation, do what they want, and get away with it without harm or scathed rather. You know, when it's not so, and in the video I'm going to play at the end, you're going to hear the pride in Bell Trump voice. You understand? You hear how prideful it is. Like, we had to do this and this is it. You know what I mean? Like they sure they're going to come out unscathed out of this whole situation, right? It says, verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. Yeah, they make the world a wilderness. Look what they do to the countries that they go in, saying what they bring in democracy, you know, when they really want resources. You understand? This make them places of wilderness. They always end up worse off than before America came. The before and after is a total 180, right? Before this, we could, when America come and do whatever they have to do and leave, hey, it's fucking ruins. You understand? Ruins. But however, they gain a compelling opposition now. You know, the scripture say, "Come down." You know what I mean? You'll be brought low to the sides of the pit. You know? Let me get a precept, that's good to me. Mm. Daisy precept. Isaiah 47 and 1. "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." Well, the reason it's a virgin is because why? As I said, it was always unscathed. They always won, they untouched. Nobody could say, "Hey, we went there and we do them this, or we retaliate to this extent or nothing." Right? Now you say, "Come down, come off that high horse, you know, of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of what? The Chaldeans." You know what I mean? Sorcerers, or the daughter of sorcery even. Right? "For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." You understand? It says, "Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy looks, make bare the leg, uncover thy the thigh, pass over the rivers, thy nakedness." You know that with thy shame. It says, "Thy nakedness," and nakedness is a representation of shame, "shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen." You see, "I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." Now that is the Lord speaking, right? Yeah, the Lord speaking about what he could do when it's when you know the top precept that says, it is also in the book of Isaiah. Um, Basically, who is it that coming from above with this guy with his garment dipped The blood of grapes. Just for flat, I really don't want to touch it. No one, my guys. Alright, guys, that's 63. It say, who is this that coming from Bosra with dyed garments? That coming from Edom, Salakia. The dyed garments from Bosra. When you look up Bosra, it's the capital city of Edom, right? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Right? This is who it is referring to when he say, go back to Isaiah 47. When he say, I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. Right? That the Lord they talking about, Yahushai. Our Lord, our Redeemer. Right? Yahushai is we're speaking of there. You understand? That is who that is referring to. However, when it comes to the whole status or status quo of America, or Edom even, let me say Edom. Of Edom, he said, come down and sit in the dust. Right? So all these other nations that say, I am strong now. The weak, the ones who were weak, who didn't have a voice, who didn't have a say, they say in the strong now because why? Because we have sticks too. It's no longer who has the bigger stick. Everybody have a stick now. Alright? So when you used to lash people with your stick, Edom, prepare to get lashed back. Prepare for great retaliation. You know? Prepare. You know? And even the people of this country, Trinidad and Tobago, we going to feel like we are like for we Venezuela's closest neighbor, populated neighbor. I want to phrase it. We are the closest populated island, like that to Venezuela, and we are allied with America. Right? We are doomed. We are doomed. All praises to your Basham Yoshai, Basham Kakadash. We are doomed. You understand? Because the people of this land, Trinidad and Tobago, you know what I mean? They have a great sense of pride, just like the Edomites. You understand? They also will have to come down and sit in the dust. Yeah, because as far as my life goes, in my lifetime, I should say, we never suffer no great disaster. We never suffer no terrorist attack, no tea attack. We never suffer no bombing or no building and them kind of. We don't suffer nothing like that. Nothing. We crime rate is the biggest issue, and well, the economy that is about it. But to say like war or great famine, no, that never happened here. So this upcoming situation, this intensifying situation, there's going to be a serious eye opener. Right? Now, I'm going to go back to the video that I said I was going to play.
Legal authority if they do come?
Yes, we do. We have legal authority. We're allowed to do that. And if we do buy land, we may go back to Congress. But we have, this is a national security problem. They killed 300,000 people last year. These drugs coming in. They killed 300,000 Americans last year. And that gives you legal authority. We have a national security, really, I will say this. When you look at the people we're dealing with, and we know them, we know the people coming in, we know the boats, we know everything else. We're allowed to do it. It's in international waters. If we don't do it, we're going to lose hundreds of thousands of people. Now, they'll be coming in by land a little bit more because they're not coming in by boat anymore. There are no boats in the water. There are no more boats. We know the boat almost immediately. You know, it's pretty unusual when you see somebody with a fishing rod and 5 engines on the back of the boat. You know, you don't need that to go fishing. Wait. And we will hit them very hard when they come in by land. And they haven't experienced that yet, but now we're totally prepared to do that. We'll probably go back to Congress and explain exactly what we're doing when we come to the land. We don't have to do that, but I think, Marco, I'd like to do that. You may respond to that if you want.
Well, I mean, the question is, bottom line, these are drug boats. If people want to stop seeing drug boats blow up, stop sending drugs to the United States.
But does it matter if it's in the United States?
Well, these are all in international waters. The boat.
Do a strike in the United States, or if North America?
Well, that's a different matter. Now you're talking about a law enforcement matter. In this particular case, there are people traveling on international waters headed towards the United States with hostilities in mind, which includes flooding our country with dangerous, deadly drugs. And they're going to be stopped. And that's what's happening. And in the case last week, you saw there was a submarine. It was a submarine. It was a submersible. That's a drug boat all the way through. We know what these boats are. The president just said it. We tracked them from the very beginning. We know who's on them, who they are, where they're coming from, what they have on them. If you're running drug boats, you're in grave danger.
And drug usage is way down. And drug usage coming from the sea, they call it ocean drugs, little term that they use, the ocean drugs, is very close to non-existent right now. I wouldn't want to be in one of those boats heading away. They're driving happily to destroy the lives of people, and that's the end of them. So the ocean drugs and the sea drugs by sea, they call it also, that's almost down to nothing, as you can imagine. So they continue to come in by land at a little bit less because they see something is going to happen. They don't like it. They see something, and they're right. Something very serious is going to happen. The equivalent of what's happening by sea. And we're going to Congress just to tell them what we're doing, just to keep them informed. So we have to do it for national security. We have to do it to save lives.
Yeah, no, you hear the pride in the voice. We will go and tell Congress what we're doing. We don't have to, but that's what he's saying. We have nobody who could stop we. We will do what we have to do under the guise of saving lives. Right? So that over it was eye-opening. How it was edifying, over spark food for thought. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Shalom, Shai, Bashim, Kakadash. Until next time, Shalom.